At home as well, parents have a responsibility to educate their children about gender disparities in the workplace. Tiffany Fremer, who worked with one of RGI's clients, has a 4.5-year-old she's trying to educate on equity. It's definitely a challenge. I want my child to grow up to be kind to all individuals and accepting of everyone, no matter what background, she says. But in addition to being accepting of others, Tiffany wants her son to feel accepted as well. If he's interested in something, we want him to explore that. We want him to pursue his passions. Parents and teachers might encourage children to pursue their passions, but once they get into the workforce, all bets are off, especially for women. I worked in a global company. You have people coming from different cultures where it's not seen as acceptable or appropriate for women to voice their opinions as much. I think women have this internal power struggle of speaking up or not, Tiffany says. So many things are changing in our culture, and we need to make sure we impact children as they're growing up so young women know they have just as much of a voice in decision making and brainstorming as everyone else. She recommends that companies encourage women to speak up about their passions. If companies can address those needs, they might be able to keep more women on staff and also increase gender diversity within new hires. Offer time for mentorship and coaching. Aside from mentors being sounding boards, those who go through mentorship programs are more likely to increase their salaries than those who don't. This could help lessen the gender pay gap in some situations. Give adequate time for training and learning. Team members are already busy doing their daily tasks. Making sure employees have designated time for professional development only increases their abilities, resulting in a positive impact on the company. Be a place that lives and breathes advocacy. It's not enough to have a DEIA, diversity, equity, inclusion, and access training. Create programs, coach managers on how to make sure everyone feels included, and ensure people's voices are actually being heard. Opportunities pop up every day to check our language and turn slip-ups into teachable moments. Tiffany says, "Just the other day, my son and I were walking to school. There was a police car parked, making sure all the children were safe. And I said something like, 'Oh, there's a policeman. We should wave.' And then I corrected myself and said, 'It's a policewoman.' My son said, 'It's a lady?' So I told him women can be police officers as well. It doesn't matter what gender anyone is. He just said, 'Okay,' and kept going." This example perfectly demonstrates that these biases are often taught behaviors, and if we can correct them early, everyone involved wins. It's good that people are starting to have these conversations, but we haven't reached the peak of equity. The women's equality journey has been going on for quite some time, and we're still a ways away, Tiffany says. For trans, non-binary, and other gender equity, we're just at the infancy of that, she adds. Unfortunately, it's going to take a lot of time for some of these disciplines to change and for people to be more open-minded. Some of the DEIA activities that many companies are taking part in are just the first steps in a long journey. It makes a marked difference when team members put their all into these activities, and they should, because diversity adds so much to a team. Becoming a more diverse company isn't about performative allyship. It's a deeply involved process that takes a great deal of learning and unlearning. With RGI being at about 50% female identifying people now, it represents an opening for even greater diversity, Sarah says. The more diversity we can bring to our endeavors, collaborations, and work sessions, the more creative we will be as a company. Having a mix of people is crucial because everyone comes to the table with a variety of worldviews. If I'm 50, my thought process might be different from someone who's 25. People with different backgrounds and experiences have different ideas for their work, Julie says. This creativity produced from diversity is important at the school level too. Marnie adds, "Our hope is that our students will make that creativity connection. Careers in the trades, architecture, engineering, those are creative fields. They just don't get coined that way. And while it can be slow progress, we do see more women entering STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics careers, up to 27% in 2019. There are these bright spots along the way as the equity fight continues. Julie says that throughout her career, she rarely was questioned about her rates or skills because she was a woman. Maybe I'm just lucky, she says. I've had very friendly, appreciative clients who were happy I was helping them. I have a fair or comparable rate to any man in my position. I probably get paid better than most men, she laughs. That's just my experience. For RGI, we still have a long way to go. As Sarah says, the reality is that there is a piece of the pie for everybody. It's only an illusion that if you have to give more of the pie to someone else, there's going to be less for you. I really hope that as we learn more and become more diverse, that we truly embrace it, because I firmly believe it's necessary for us to grow. I hope that's the outcome.